Being a bit of an impressionist, I thought that I would see if I would give Tom Cruise a try. What do you think? Also, I will never be as buff or as handsome as Henry Cavill, but maybe I can do an imitation of him. Good old reloading of the biceps, which sadly was not in this movie. And sadly, I would say that this one is a slight step down from Fallout. Now, it's hard to top Fallout. That movie is so much fun. I've seen that movie at least 5 or 6 times. I could watch it at any time of the day, at any time of the year. It's just one of those awesome summer movies that's just a good innocent time, depending on who you are, I guess, if you want to attach the word innocent to a Mission Impossible movie. Not to say that this one wasn't fun and thrilling as well, I just don't think it's to be compared to Fallout. If you go into this movie wanting it to be the exact same quality as Fallout or to exceed it, you might be a little bit disappointed. Like most Mission Impossible movies, this one had some incredible, really thrilling and fun set pieces, but somehow felt more meandering than the other one in kind of a weird way. And I guess one of the flaws in Fallout that can be compared to Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, of course, is that Fallout also had a video game type script, which is just one of my cinematic pet peeves. And what I mean by that is the characters would go to some exotic location, they'd beat the snot out of some bad guys or get into a car chase, they would regroup and have each one of the characters explain the next story beat without any confusion or without anyone interrupting anybody, and then they would wash, rinse, repeat. And it's not necessarily a bad thing at all. I mean, I know it's just a movie, but it always broke the illusion of it being a movie by about 20%. Also, in this movie, Dead Reckoning Part 1, the plot was so overreaching that it seemed just kind of ridiculous. Like the stakes were so astronomically high that it was really hard to kind of buy into it. You couldn't necessarily relate to it. I know it's a Mission Impossible movie, you're not necessarily supposed to relate to the plot, but even in today's era of AI, it was kind of hard to believe in an AI that's already taking over the world. I feel like AI is kind of like this generation's version of Terminator, where like back in the 80s, everyone thought machines and robots were going to take over and they were going to kill us all. And now in 2024, we think that AI is going to take over and kill us all. So it just has to be in the next Mission Impossible movie, I guess. I was super excited to see Isai, I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong, Isai Morales as the bad guy. Seeing him in Ozark Season 1, man, what a breakout role for him. He is just perfect as like this sort of suave, slinkering villain who can, at any given moment, take your head off. I feel like he's almost kind of like Scar, with a slightly better temper control, but he didn't disappoint. Isai Morales was a great part of this movie, and I really hope that he is in more and more blockbusters as his career progresses. Tom Cruise, as usual, was serviceable as America's action star, burning enough calories for the entire cast through all of his running and jumping and leaping. One of my favorite YouTube comedians, his name is Chris Fleming. He actually released a video recently called the Tom Cruise Theory, which is basically saying that he opens up the video by saying, I've never seen someone sprint so hard after crossing the finish line. Basically, he's saying that Tom Cruise has already done everything, but he keeps wanting to prove himself. I mean, it is a comedy video. It's a comedy song, so who cares in the end? But maybe he has a point. Maybe Tom Cruise is just trying to go so hard just to continuously prove how good of an action star he is. And sometimes you just want to pull him aside and be like, it's okay. You've done enough. The score was pretty good. It was pretty cool how they incorporated snare drums into the score. It was kind of felt like orchestral or maybe a little drum corey, but it was the same rhythm every single time. And I know that repetition in music is not a bad thing. Like in The Dark Knight, whenever the Joker is around or you can sort of feel his presence, you've got that Hans Zimmer violin score. But in this case, it just didn't exactly work. But I'm still glad that concert instruments are getting some recognition. So Dead Reckoning Part 1 was a lot of fun. Not as good as Fallout, so don't go into it expecting it to be that way. But pretty good cast, pretty good set pieces. Again, another serviceable summer film. And I'm going to give this one a 7.5 out of 10. So have you seen Dead Reckoning Part 1? Are you looking forward to Dead Reckoning Part 2? I guess I am. Let me know whatever your thoughts are. Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I truly appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next cinematic adventure.